I don't think something like this has ever happened before. This whole situation is just sad to go from the complete highest of highs all the way down to where he's at now. What's good, you guys? I'm back from a little hiatus. I took a small vacation, and of course when I come back I get a little sick, but the show must go on. So there was a post that was brought to my attention that was very interesting. It comes from the president of the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, and he puts out this post here saying he hereby is expelling Ryan Garcia from any activity with the WBC. He says, "We reject any form of discrimination. I fear for Ryan's well-being as he has declined multiple attempts for our help with mental health and substance abuse." So at first, after seeing this, I was like, what the hell did this guy say now? And my initial thoughts are definitely not the same as they are now after doing a little bit of research, but my initial thoughts were, somewhat he was probably going on live or making videos saying some crazy wild shit. He's been doing it for freaking months now at this point, and we're in a country where you should have freedom of speech. This is the fight game. People need to have a little bit thicker skin. But then when I dug into it a little bit deeper, he was saying some pretty crazy shit, jokes or not, and he's clearly intoxicated and under the influence when he's saying these things. And yeah, some of them do appear like he's just joking around, but still, stuff like this should not be said. And I could definitely see why the president of WBC, or anyone for that matter, wouldn't want to deal with Ryan Garcia at all. So I saw people were saying some things that Ryan Garcia was being a racist, and of course, I'm a little bit skeptical about it because people tend to throw that word around a little much. But after not really that much of digging, I was able to find out what people were talking about. So I'm not going to be able to play what he's actually saying because I'm going to have to water it down a little bit for YouTube. But basically, in the first live that I saw, he was saying that he hates black people, but he was saying the N-word. He was saying that he's anti-black. He was saying that he's with the KKK. And he was saying things like, "Let's bring George Floyd back to life so we can kill him again." In this video, in his tone, you can clearly tell he is heavily under the influence. I don't know if it's under drugs. I don't know if it's under alcohol. It might be under both. But you could tell he's under something. And he also has a tone like he's joking. He's not all that serious. But like I said, there's some things that you maybe should joke about, and there's some things you probably shouldn't. And saying you're going to go get your AK-47 and shoot up people because of the color of their skin is not something you really should be joking about. He also says F Biden, F the Jews. He says the only people that he messes with are Adolf Hitler and this guy named Fresh, who from what I could see, he's a podcast host, which is very random. There's also another clip where he's saying F Muslims and he's calling them weirdos and all that stuff. But what I don't understand is Ryan's supposed to be a devoted Christian. He talks about Christianity all the time, but whatever happened to love thy neighbor? You can have your disagreements with people on faith or whatever it might be, but at the end of the day, they're still people, and you should still treat them like another human being, regardless of what they look like or what they believe in. The first video I made talking about Ryan Garcia's mental health struggle was like 4 months ago, and it's still crazy that even 4 months later, it's still an issue. We're still talking about this very same freaking topic without this guy getting the help he needs. Do I think Ryan Garcia is actually a racist? No, I do not. I do not believe that. I think the Devin Haney fight pushed him to an all-time high on the attention scale. But now with the whole thing with the Austrian and the outcome of the fight being overturned to a no contest, as well as getting arrested, getting in trouble with the law and all types of stuff, I think he's at an all-time low right now. And he's desperate for some type of attention. I'm by no means making excuses for what he has said because they are terrible. And to be honest, I could completely understand if no organization wants anything to do with Ryan at all, and the Devin Haney fight might just be his last fight of his career. But the guy clearly needs some freaking help, man. I don't know if his family's reaching out to him. I don't know if they're just having a hard time. Maybe he's traveling all the time, going everywhere, so they can't really reach him. I try not to give you guys too much about my past history or try to get too personal, but I've been around what it's like when someone is under the influence of some really bad drugs, and it's almost like they're a completely different person. They say wild stuff, they act completely different. I know from firsthand experience what it's like. Like I said, it doesn't excuse what he said, but to sit here and call him a racist and say that is who he is, it's just not the right thing to do, especially when he's clearly under the influence. This whole situation is just sad to go from the complete highest of highs all the way down to where he's at now. I really hope he gets the help that he needs because with a clear mind, I'm sure he'll look back on everything he has said and he'll definitely regret it. But yeah, I don't think something like this has ever happened before. So this is something new that I wonder what the repercussions are going to come from it. And I wonder over time how it's not only going to affect Ryan Garcia's career, but how it's going to affect his legacy. Feel free to let me know your thoughts about this whole situation in the comments down below. As always, I thank you all so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next video.